Functional trainers, like all workout equipment, have their pros and cons. I think the pros definitely outweigh the cons on this one, so let's go over them and see what you think. Our first positive is that it expands your exercise selection tremendously. The sheer number of exercises you can do with just a functional trainer is insane. You can do pull downs, push downs, rows, extension, curls, different pressing and fly variations, and a whole lot more. By having a functional trainer in your gym, you have a tiny area dedicated to hundreds of different exercises. With the standard barbell and power rack, you have a lot of options as well though. But compared to a functional trainer, you're going to be limited to the number of exercises you can do. If you want to build as much muscle as possible, getting a functional trainer for your home gym is probably one of the best investments you can make. The second positive is that it has a relatively small footprint compared to other machines. Considering all the different variations of exercise you can do on a functional trainer, you need a bunch of different machines, a power rack, barbells, benches, and more. And number three is safety. Everyone knows that if you want to get as strong as possible, a barbell, dumbbell, and power rack setup is going to be the best you can get. However, if you want to train as safely as possible, a functional trainer is going to be better for most people out there, especially those that haven't trained for a very long time and don't know what needs to be done to ensure their technique is optimal. Plus, to get as big as possible, you want to have the most amount of stability you can. Cables and machines are going to be better than free weights if your main goal is to build more muscle for this very reason. After all, the more stable you are during a movement, the safer you're going to be and the more muscle you're going to be able to build. And then of course, just like anything else, we have the negatives. And the first negative is going to be the price. This should be obvious, but a lot of solid functional trainers are going to cost a decent amount of money, especially if it has a weight stack built into it. There are a couple of plate loaded versions you can get, but usually they're not going to be worth it depending on who makes it. However, if you want to fully deck out a power rack with the pull down cable setup, with ISO lever arms and more, it might be comparable to a functional trainer. Add in the price of a barbell, plates, benches, and more, and the trainer actually might be a little bit cheaper. If you're trying to make a budget home gym, a functional trainer might not be in the cards for you, but if you can find a high quality plate loaded version, it just might be worth it. The second negative is that they require maintenance. With a typical power rack, barbell, and plates, you won't have much maintenance to do at all. Functional trainers, on the other hand, have a lot of moving parts, so you're gonna have to do some maintenance over time. However, if you just plan on getting a functional trainer for your gym and that's basically it, then a little maintenance is gonna be worth it, considering you don't have all those other things you have to pay attention to. And the third negative is that it may require a learning curve for some people. Functional trainers allow you to do a ton of different movements. However, for most people, this is gonna mean learning how to do a bunch of new exercises you've never even thought of before. Machines are gonna be a little easier to learn and perform because they lock you in while you're doing them. With cables though, you have a lot more wiggle room to move the cables around. If you get past this though, you realize the full potential of having a functional trainer for your garage gym. If your main goal is bodybuilding or just building more muscle, a functional trainer is a great option. They allow you to do various exercises for the different divisions of each muscle group without a ton of extra equipment. On the flip side though, if you're into strength training, powerlifting, or strongman training, getting things like free weights, a power rack, and dumbbells is going to be a better buy overall. Price is also going to be something you have to consider as well. Functional trainers are going to cost a little more than just free weights. A solid power rack, free weights, and barbells run anywhere between $500 to $2,000 plus depending on the quality. Whereas functional trainers are going to cost anywhere between $500 to $5,000 plus depending on that same quality. Again, as I mentioned before, safety is also going to be a major concern for training in a home gym by yourself. If you just have to choose between a functional trainer or free weights, a functional trainer might be a better idea. After all, cables are usually a lot safer to train with compared to free weights that require a lot more stabilization to train effectively and safely. Now I turn it over to you. Do you think functional trainers are worth it for your home gym? Let me know in the comment section below right now. If you're interested in more equipment guides, check out this playlist next.